Right, welcome to another episode of Ruggers. We just finished the discussion of the Currie Cup. Now we're discussing the Springboks performance. Firstly, Rassie's video, your opinion?
Take the emotions out of it. I think it was a factual analysis of the game, where to the point where I also agree that the level of refereeing in the game was not up to standard. There were some unacceptable calls missed. I think Rassie just got to a point where he said, well, that's it, I've had enough. And he says it in his video. Let me just take it factually and analyze it. And I mean, there were calls there which I missed. Look, I'm not an expert, but I'm glad he did it. I learned a lot from it. Did it have an impact on yesterday's game? I really don't.
It definitely had.
Yeah.
I mean, the first half was, 45 minutes long?
Yeah, where they really took and analysed.
Personally, I don't agree with it. That's not the way how you do it. But that's me. I know World Rugby is very slow to react, but that's South Africans' rugby's problem, because they bow their head every time World Rugby tell them something to do. They're too scared to take World Rugby on. It's got to such a state where now we have, I don't want to call it clown tricks, but now we have to resort to clown tricks to get the attention of rugby.
Well, my question to you is, would you rather have had a mess up of refereeing in yesterday's game like we had in the first game? Because if I'm telling you now, if it wasn't mentioned, we would have possibly had situations again like we had in the first game.
Yeah, it's true, but then you need a strong captain. And listen, Siya Kolisi was the player of the day. He's still no captain. If you must do tricks and everything to ask the referee to treat the two captains, that's why you have captains. And Alan Wynne-Jones is a captain. Dwayne Vermeulen is a captain. Siya Kolisi is a brilliant rugby player that deserves his spot in the Springbok team, but he's no captain.
Must be more forceful.
Well, not necessarily forceful, but I mean, he's been captain for how long now? 4 years? Surely he was supposed to grow into the captaincy and earn respect. He still don't have respect from anybody. Not in South Africa, not with the referees and everything. So again, Rassie had to do everything just to get Siya some respect. Rassie, Siya, you must earn the respect on the field. But that's the video. The game started very slow for the Springboks.
Yeah, and once again, you know what? Game of two halves. First half was a Lions half. And why? We get into the Lions half, we make a stupid mistake, the Lions kick down, get into our half, we play in our half, into our quarter, we make another stupid mistake, give them the penalty, and they score. That's how they got their 9 points. If you go and look at how we kept them in the game. Coming out second half, credit to the players, credit to the bench. It was a different ball game. And then we dominated. We actually had a good scrum dominance in the first half, but we really dominated in the second half. We then had excellent ruck balls in the second half. And then actually, my man of the match was Andre Pollard. Why? Because of his tactical kicking. I mean, we basically played the Lions' game plan back to them in the second half.
Wasn't Andre in Polham?
Yeah, that aside.
Oh, yeah, that explains it.
That aside, no, but despite the fact that Andre unfortunately missed a kick-off or goal after a try and a penalty, the fact is he played an excellent tactical kicking game in the second half, gave the Lions a bit of their own back, which they couldn't handle, and the Lions fell apart in the scrums, the forward play, the back line, and from then it was just a Bok half. Well done, excellent. And my prediction is, if the Springboks can just in the last test of the series just not make mistakes, the Lions will never get into the game, and it will be a Bok victory all the way.
Let's go quickly through all the players. Number 15.
Willie, I think he did what he had to do.
Willie meer rugby speel.
Yeah, Willie wasn't his usual He did the basics right, but yeah, didn't really.
Isn't it time
shine.
we replace him with Afalele?
Exactly. Afalele, you can bring in. Afalele is your better game breaker at this stage, and basically on form, my opinion. Yes, Mr. Twinkle Toes. Yeah.
Weekend special.
Yeah.
14?
Yeah. As I said, also did what he had to do. I think had a good run on a couple of times, but. I don't know, your opinion on 14?
We're talking about Colby now.
Yeah.
Not supposed.
Your favourite.
He's not. Listen, he's a brilliant rugby player. He's not a Springbok at this stage in the pattern that we play.
Yeah.
There's no use for him. Unfortunately, what he did, Damian Willemse would have done. Anybody that is close to Springbok selection would have done what he did on Saturday on the field.
I also think the Lions have got his number by now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So they're not giving him any space. And one, I mean, if they'd done their homework, would say obviously done. You know, he's not really, performing the way we used to see him before.
I think there's better wings in South Africa to replace him with. Sorry, he's simply. Divi is right and everybody is right. We don't play a game plan that suits him. He's simply not good enough at this stage to become a Springbok or to be a Springbok.
13?
And brilliant. We must accept we play, again, the game plan suits him 100%. His defense is brilliant, and whenever he gets a chance on an attack, he's straight, runs straight, aggressive, a runner and everything. He fits 100%. I think between him and Pollard, the two stars of the back line.
Correct. Yeah. I'm finding that the narrowest of gaps to get through and get us a try.
Yeah.
At pace, tremendous pace.
Your number 12?
Damien,
solid game.
Solid game, as always. But you know what, and I couldn't fault him really in anything. I mean, in terms of his overall play.
But he's at fault for the backline not being an attacking backline. I really would love to see Damian Willemse at 12 next to Pollard. Just to give that bit of surprise. Because now everybody knows
Damien's going to get the ball, he's going to charge.
He's going to, and that's it.
Draw the defenders.
His defense is brilliant, everything, he fits into the game plan. Personally, I think that's where our problem with a dead backline sits. It's at number 12. Although he's a brilliant rugby player, he's not a game, a game breaker. He's just doing what he's supposed to do.
Pollard, of course, as we said, I think he had a brilliant game.
He's keeping Mapimpi.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course.
Number 11.
Sorry, I'm a bit fast. Yeah, Mapimpi, 3 penalties conceded in the first half. No, not acceptable. I'm sorry. He did score the try. Mapimpi brilliance in the second half, but you cannot concede 3 penalties. One man alone in a test match.
And it was simple. It was stupid penalties.
Stupid penalties. And I'm sorry, once again, penalties kept the Lions got them on the scoreboard, kept them on the scoreboard, and kept them in the game. It's simple.
But at least he tried. I mean, there was a willingness from him to try and everything.
And once again, magical in the second half in terms of scoring.
Yeah.
And literally his handling, getting the ball, and I thought, he's going to score short, and got it on the line. So, apart from the discipline issue from his side, I think he had a brilliant game.
Okay, and number 10, Andre Pollard.
Pollard, as I said again, excellent tactical kicker. Some surprise kicks as well. I mean, on the attack in their quarter, that short up and under. But having the calmness, the steadfastness, just to think where to put the kicks, and I think his ability to stay calm under pressure. I think he did very well. And he had some good runs as well.
No, he was good.
Running in the back line, and I could see him reading the defenders and then deciding to when to pass. So, I'm a lock, by the way, I'm not an expert in that.
But Pollard was great. I mean, he was a general at the back. He was like the conductor of the orchestra, 100%. But don't you think Goosen is starting to put pressure?
Yeah, Goosen has just come back. He's really performing in the Bull squad. let's see what the future holds in terms of where you'll fit in and by when you'll get into the Bok team. Because at this stage, apart from Pollard, we don't really have a good.
No, there's no other 10.
Fallback. In terms of to fall back.
That's why I personally think Goosen will be brought into the Springbok squad sooner than later.
Rather than later. Oh, well, if it works, it works. Faf, again.
You know what? I watched the game last night, and I'm waiting every time I see Faf. I'm waiting for him to transform in this guy that's got a cape on and that's South African flag onderbroekie on and that guy. He simply is trying too hard to be Superman.
Yeah.
He played a much better game than the week before. I mean, he was most of the time on time at the correct place and everything. But every now and then he does something completely, I don't want to say stupid, but let's call it
break away from the scrum. Now the ball's faking to the side. And then, but good idea, but wrong execution, and their penalty against us.
Yeah, it's just like he's.
I don't know if that was a plan or it was just his initiative.
Maybe they must try Ritalin for the Oak.
Yeah, because unfortunately Faf has also been conceding penalties, which is in the first match and again now in the second match. Also close call on him again for so-called not using arms, I think. Was that a penalty? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. But that's...
but you know what? In defence, you have to give him... I watch him, he's all over the place.
But you know what? I prefer to Hussel Jantjies because he's supposed where he's supposed to be.
He doesn't get drawn into the rucks.
Quick deliveries and everything. He did what he's supposed to do, and that's what a scrum half, according to me, is supposed to do. First, do your basics, get the ball away, get it away at speed, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, Faf is a world rugby champion and everything.
At this stage, Faf is the opposition's nightmare, if you ask me.
Yeah, mine also.
Yeah.
Okay, Visa.
Apart from the knock, I think he had a solid game.
Yeah, they must give him chance to grow into the
his first
position.
Test.
Yeah.
So I mean, as a first test goes, I mean, I think he was solid. He did what he had to do. I couldn't really fault him.
And Dwayne is back, no?
Excellent news.
Yeah. But I don't think he'll be there on Saturday. I think that he'll be at the first test of Argentina. He'll be there. But yeah, I think Visa just need times to grow.
Exactly.
Peter Steff.
Yes, solid game again as always until he got unfortunately injured. By the way, how serious is that injury?
We will only know tomorrow, they say.
Is it? Yeah, I'm a bit worried. But that being said, when we lost him, I thought, hell man, this is now we've got problems. But the replacements actually managed well.
No.
They shifted Mostert to the flank.
That's only later on.
Okay.
I mean, it's Kwagga came on to Peter Steff, and then suddenly we only had two jumpers, and then our lineouts went completely.
We lost 3, I think.
4 balls.
Yeah.
And Itoja is now world champion. I mean, they're going to rename Kwaggafontein Street in London to Itoja and everything. I can't. I mean, it's everybody said there's coming an onslaught with the 2 number 6s on the field, but nobody thought that Peter Steff will get injured.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So, yeah, Peter Steff, we missed him a lot. Kwagga did what he's supposed to do. He had a brilliant game. He conceded 1 or 2 penalties, what the number 6 is supposed to do, because he's always on the edge of being offside and playing the ball illegally.
Well, ripping, that 1 penalty was a so-called...
Yeah, that I can't understand. I mean...
That penalty rule, but anyway, it's...
It's one of those things. Yeah. Kwagga, good game, and then the biggest, I mean, Sia had a brilliant game last weekend. This weekend, absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. How he got his hand in under that ball, in that, if you look at the speed of the tackle, it wasn't, it was
but from the kickoff, he was just absolutely brilliant.
Played his heart out, yeah. So, no, excellent, well done.
And then Mostert?
Mostert, I thoroughly enjoy Mostert. I firmly believe he's one of those very, players that never get credit. I know sometimes you disagree, but I think he had an excellent game.
If Mostert had any effect on the game, he's a nuisance on the field, and that's basically
for the opposition.
I think what's his name that came on?
Lut.
Lode Jager confirmed his pace as
Lut really impressed me coming up as a so-called replacement.
Yeah.
I mean, he was solid in the lineouts. Haven't
he
seen
was
him
physical
physical. Haven't
with
seen him.
effect.
Yes, yes.
His defence was well. I'm sitting with the whole thing that Mostert must become a 7.
He's definitely agile enough for the
He's
job.
agile enough and everything. He's not physical enough to be a lock. All right, that's our 3 locks there. Yeah, well, it's a bit we don't even have to speak
Have to
about.
discuss Esterbet.
Yeah, he I think
Just his presence on the field is
Alan Wynne
another
and he
nightmare.
told you had some dirty underpants after the test. Yeah, Esterbet is just Esterbet. I mean, according to me, that's the reason why we won the test.
Yes.
And then our props, France.
Surprisingly, very efficient in the first half. Solid in the scrums.
And hopefully they see he's not an impact player.
No, start him like they did now. So the traditional bench, the bench that came on, I had my doubts with him, but really they come on and they also made an impact. Trevor, that was shifted to loose head.
But Trevor used to play loose head and then they shifted him to...
He was very efficient at loose head.
And he dominated.
Exactly. So, I mean, I haven't seen him play like that in a very long time. So, well done to Trevor as well. I mean,
yeah, he could be our best number loose head prop.
Bongi also injured? Or was it a tactical replacement?
It was a tactical replacement. Bongi, brilliant. I think everybody underestimates the value of Bongi.
No,
his scrumming work and everything, I would say he's about 30% better than Marx.
Yeah.
I know it's a big thing to say. His line-out throw-ins is 100%. He's very physical and he scrums.
Malcolm also had a very good steal. Because I think, remember during the match I was asking you, where are our fetches? I mean, why aren't we stealing ball from the rucks? Then Marx came on and made also a valuable steal for us.
You can't steal one ball and then...
But at least, yeah.
No, I mean, that's his typical play. And the momentum of the game was with him, so it was easy to play that kind of rugby. But I prefer Bongi by...
No, definitely Bongi is a starter, but yeah.
Okay, and then Kitshoff had his 50th test, brilliant game.
Excellent. And a full 80 minutes, if I'm...
No. Trevor came on after 50 minutes.
So well done, very congratulations, Kitsi.
Yeah, and who else came on? Damien and like I said, Jankies impressed. They didn't impress me, but I couldn't fault their effort.
And that's fine as replacement, specifically that part of the game.
Yeah.
You don't want to be nervous when you're getting in on the scoreboard and you think, damn, now we have to, the replacements come in, are we going to lose the lead? No, they came in, they were solid, and they did what they had to do.
Yeah.
And that's good enough.
All right, and then the giveaway test to, what's his name? The other, Lucy? From the Bulls. In any case, yeah. All right, changes you would make?
Good question.
15, 14, definitely.
Yeah, let's look. Maybe some. The question is, are they going to go for 6-2 split again?
I'm sure they're going to.
I mean, it worked well. So now, obviously, if you look at your team selection, then you're kind of limited then.
Hopefully Peter Steff is back. Hopefully. Otherwise, we've got problems.
Yeah, unless they call up someone. I don't think at this stage they'll call up someone out of the camp.
I think that's why Dwayne joined them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the Springbok test. Brilliant game. Brilliant second half.
Excellent. I think Gatlin is now seriously making replans again, reselections.
I don't think he was a bit sour after the test, but they all acknowledged the effort of the Springboks.
No, I think they underestimated us playing in the second half.
Yep.
I think that was a big thing. I think they thought they had the test in the bag. Unfortunately not. Well done Booker, and let's see what happens on Saturday.
Let's pray what happens on Saturday. Yes. Have a nice day.
Cheers.
Thanks.